What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Foreign Cars Charlotte and we're going to take a look at their 2021 Range Rover HSE Westminster Edition. So huge shout out to them for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. That link is down in the description. They always have a huge selection of awesome new and pre-owned inventory, so definitely check them out. But the model that you see behind me is finished off in a very beautiful SVO premium green, and it has a list price right around $127,000. So to start off today's review, we're gonna take a look at what powers this Range Rover. So with the key fob here, you can see all the controls on it. I do have the vehicle locked at the moment and keeping the key in my pocket. All I need to do is place my hand on the door handle and it will automatically unlock, as well as seeing the power folding side mirrors open up too. And just up underneath the driver's side footwell, we can pull on the release for the hood. You saw a sneak peek of that beautiful interior. But as we work our way to the front, there is a latch, of course, up underneath. And now we can take a look at this beautiful 5-liter supercharged V8 engine. This is paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 518 horsepower, around 6,000 RPM, and 461 pound-feet of torque as low as 2,500 RPM. This is all-wheel drive. It weighs in right around 5,200 pounds, but it'll do 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds, which is very impressive for the weight of this. It also has a top speed of 130 miles an hour, and with a fuel capacity of 27.5 gallons, you can expect to see around 16 miles per gallon in the city and 21 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 115 inches. Its overall length is 196.9. It has a width of 78.1, a height of 73.6, and its minimum ground clearance is 8.3 inches. So now as we work our way to the exterior on this Range Rover, I'm gonna start off with these LED headlights. So the headlight housings have a really nice design to them. You can also see the LED DRL has a really nice circular shape. We have one vertical strip, and then the outer section here also acts as the turn signal. Of course, we have the headlights and high beams right in the middle. So it gives it a very cool look. And then right in the center, you can see all of the mesh in the grille, definitely providing a lot of cooling to that supercharged engine. The Land Rover badge is over on the right side. We have a really nice design too. You can see plenty of airflow. Range Rover is also spelled out on the top section of the hood. And you can see down in the lower section, we have a forward-facing camera as well as parking sensors. You can see the fog lights are nicely integrated on both sides as well, with even more cutouts to provide maximum cooling. And we have a nice trim piece down below, as well as some air dams just to help better improve with aerodynamics. You'll also notice there's really clean lines coming down the hood. And then as we work our way to the side profile now, we're gonna start off with these 22-inch wheels. They have a multi-spoke design to them, as well as a two-tone finish. We'll get another look at these body-colored side mirrors. They also feature an integrated turn signal. You can see the camera underneath as well. And this does feature a moonroof, so you can see that up top. This is a very beautiful green color, especially in person. It has a great metallic flake to it, which is very nice to see. You'll also notice the trim piece that goes right down the front of the door and all the way running across the lower side skirt, all the way to the rear bumper, just to give it a great look, as well as the lines that come from the hood and go right through the door handles all the way to the rear. So it gives it a very nice side proportional design. This model also has the adaptive ride too, so you can raise the vehicle up to get more ground clearance if you need to take this on some trails or anything like that. So for a luxury SUV, it's going to ride incredibly well, especially out on the roads. And then that leads us onto the rear, where you'll see the body colored spoiler with the third brake light. The wiper blade is also placed up underneath there just to help provide better visibility. You'll see Range Rover spelled out, as well as more of that brush trim running right through the middle. This does have a backup camera, of course, with all the parking sensors. And then you can see down below, this does have the dual exhaust. It also has a towing capacity up to 7,700 pounds. And you'll also notice too, we have the LED taillights, which have a very nice design to them. It's time to move on to the interior. We already have the vehicle unlocked. So now looking at this door panel here, a very nice two-tone design with the wood trim. You can see the leather on the armrest as well as up above. All the window controls are finished off in brushed aluminum, which is a very nice touch. You can see all of the seating adjustments as well as the memory seating adjustments. We have the lumbar support as well as lock and unlock. This also has a 19-speaker Meridian sound system, so you can see 3 speakers in the door. Really nice texture to them. Plenty of room in the lower section of the door too. And then as we work our way to the interior, you can see Range Rover down on the door sill. Again, finished off in more aluminum, which is a very nice touch. These seats are black leather, have a very nice design to them. You can see the inserts. Plenty of side bolstering support too. And then as we work our way to the steering wheel, it's covered in leather with more wood trim on the upper and lower section and brushed aluminum to tie it in nicely, which is great to see. It's time to fire this up. So with my foot on the brake, we can go over to the engine start stop button and fire this up. And you'll see on this digital gauge cluster, on the left side is the miles per hour as well as the fuel gauge. On the right side is the tach and the engine temperature. And then right in the center, you can see there's a lot of information that we can go through by using these buttons over on the steering wheel. Now, when the vehicle was off, you saw that these were all blank, so it just gives it a very clean look. But over on the left side, you can see volume as well as menu, and then we have a tuning button. If I click on menu, that entire button now changes, where we have arrows with the OK button right in the middle, and now we can go through all of that information. So currently we're on the driver assistance, so you can go through your collision avoidance, speed limit awareness. You have a lot of things that you can check to turn on and off. If we scroll all the way back up to the top, you can see the navigation there pull up. And if I go back into this setting here, you can scroll over and look at trip information as well as your display. So you can go through the off-road information, the layout of everything. You can configure this digital gauge cluster, which is very great to see. This model also has the heads-up display. So right now it's showing the miles per hour as well as the speed limit sign and what gear the vehicle is currently in. You can also scroll over. Again, we have the navigation there, but you can scroll over, look at vehicle settings. You can go into vehicle information. So you can monitor all of your vitals, of course. You can look at media, and we're back to driver assistance. You'll also notice over on the left side is Bluetooth and voice commands. There's also a customizable button too, so you can push on this one here. Whatever your favorites are that you like to use the most, you can set them to that button. You'll also notice over on the right side, we have cruise control settings as well as the heated steering wheel. There's the lane keeping assist. And this model does have steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. Those are finished off in black just to give it a really nice subtle look. Making our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you can see the rear hatch release as well as a dimmer switch for the gauges. We have more wood trim and brushed aluminum even on the air vents. You'll notice it is on the release handle, which I forgot to mention too. Leather covers the entire dash, just giving it a really clean look. Just below that, you'll see there are two air vents as well as the engine start stop button. And you'll also notice too, there are two large screens right in the middle. So the first one here, you have a lot of information to go through, and this is a touchscreen system. So just by pushing on the home dial here, you can see navigation as well as media and phone. We can swipe over, look at Android Auto, you have your contacts. You can go into your seat adjustments too. So you can actually control your passenger seat. You have the memory seating adjustments, so you can go through all that information. We can swipe over again, look at Bluetooth, even go into the four-wheel drive system. So you can go through this and monitor that as needed. You'll also notice too on the bottom, we have settings that you can go into, so you can actually adjust this screen angle. If you can't tell right now, it's actually aiming towards the driver, and when you shut the vehicle off, it goes back to normal. But if you'd like to adjust how this is, you can just push on the minus there and change it. So if the sunlight is coming in at a weird angle, you can adjust that, which is awesome to see. You can also go down, pull up the navigation in full screen so you can view it here. We have phone, you can go into your music and your Bluetooth. The last one is for the camera system. So right now you can see the top-down view. We can also click on a few different buttons here and go to different camera angles. So you can see the forward-facing camera right now. I can push on a different angle for that. So we kind of have a split screen angle if I hide that away, which is awesome to see. We can also look at the side mirrors. We have the rear-facing camera as well as a split screen with the rear-facing and the top-down view. And you also have the parking sensors as well as the parallel parking. So this will help you in, of course, parking situations, which is great to see for the size of this vehicle. You'll also notice too, down below, we have another screen. So on the top section here, we have all of the climate adjustments, so you can go through where you'd like the air to go. We have shortcuts to the seats, so you can adjust the heated and ventilated seats just by pushing on these controls. If we go over into vehicle, you'll see there are different driving modes, and you can actually control all of those with the rotary dial just back here. So you'll see we have the ride height adjustment on the left side, as well as a downhill assist control and a low range gear. And this will actually pop out or push back in depending on what you want to use. So if you want to put the vehicle into auto mode, you have it down, and when you pop it back up, you can scroll through all of these different settings. So starting on the far left, we have dynamic program, then there's eco, you'll see comfort, and then we have grass, gravel, and snow. There's also mud and ruts. The second to last one is the sand, and then you also have rock crawl. So you can take this vehicle in some hardcore situations, set it to the setting that you need to use the most, and get through whatever setting that may be. So that is awesome to see. There's also settings that you can go into, of course, to configure everything. And then with this button right here, you can pull up your radio. And then you'll also notice too that we have rotary dials on both sides that are actually integrated into the screen itself. And right now you can see that we have the temperature dial. If I push on it once, now we have the heated and ventilated seat controls just by doing that. And of course you can do that on both sides for driver and passenger. There's also the fan speed too. There's also a physical button for the volume and power for the radio, which is great to see. It's separate from the screen. It's very quick and easy to get to. You'll also notice too, just behind that, we have the rotary dial for the gear selector. So we are in park right now. We can go all the way over to drive. There's a sport mode just by pushing it down and rotating it one more time. We have reverse, of course, where we have that backup camera as I showed. And then when the vehicle is shut off, this dial actually goes down in, giving it a very clean look. You'll also notice too, traction control as well as a cruise control for off-road, which is great to see. We have the electronic parking brake and very nice wood trim running right through the middle. If we open this up, that reveals 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage space. You could place your phone, and there's a small bin right in the back of that. And then working our way to the center armrest now, you'll see there's a little bit of storage on the top section. There's also a 12 volt and some auxiliaries up front. You can also open this up where we have a mini fridge. So there's 2 different settings for that. You can put in water, any snacks you may have, bring them on the trails with you, which is a very awesome feature to see. These front seats are also captain's chairs, so we do have adjustable armrests. And then working our way to the glove box now, you'll see we have 2 buttons up top. They mimic the start stop button over on the left side, so it's really nice how that matches. If I push on the upper one, that will release this portion here where you can see there's a good amount of storage space if you need to use it. And of course the bottom one is for the traditional location for the glove box, where you can see there's plenty of room there. We'll take one last look at this interior. It has a very nice design to it. As I mentioned earlier, this does have a full panoramic sunroof, so we have the sunshade currently closed at the moment. Those adjustments are up top, as well as being able to adjust the sunroof, as well as there being a help button and even more piano black just to tie it in nicely with the rest of the front materials. And coming to the rear now, you'll see the door panel is finished off just like up front. And then hopping into the back, I am 5'10". I have the front seat set at my height, plenty of room. You can see there's a small storage bin. We even have the dual zone climates for your backseat passengers, as well as heated and ventilated seats. So you have those controls with the temperature dials on both sides. You'll see there's some more auxiliaries so you can charge any electronics. There's even more of that beautiful wood trim too. Very nice interior for your backseat passengers. You can also fold this down where you'll see we have 2 cup holders. If we push on this button here, a little bit of storage space behind that. So it's nicely integrated into this middle headrest. Definitely a lot of space. I have plenty of room for my feet and my knees, and around 2 or 3 inches above my head, where you can see we have a beautiful headliner. You'll also notice too, over on the top section here, we have the window control. If you push on this button, you can actually control the driver's side or the passenger side window. So right now you can see that one go up and down, which is really nice. You can even do both of them at the same time if you need to. Then we have the dome lights that you can push on. You can see this is one entire panel, but just by pushing where you like to, that will control what you need to. We have a sunshade too. So that is for the moonroof that I can adjust from the back seats, which is great to see. And then you can even mute the volume for the radio if you need to as well. And then last up, it's time to take a look at the trunk storage space. So we do have a split style for this rear liftgate. I'm just gonna push the button right in the middle. We have the power operation for this, of course. So you'll see the top section go up. You can see we have plenty of room in the back. There is this storage bin here with some dividers in it. We have some extra carpets. Definitely a lot of room, even with this foldable cover here, which you can take out of the way if you'd like to. You'll see there's a little bit more storage space over on the passenger side. We can even adjust these seats too, just by pushing on these controls, and you can adjust the load height for the rear too. So just by pushing on this button now, we can fold down the bottom here, or you can use this to tailgate if you need to, or to load in any items. And again, by lowering the rear end, that gives you a little bit lower of a load height, making it easier to put in items if you need to. And then with the back seats folded down, you can see there's a lot more room for anything that you need to place in here, making it a very versatile SUV. And then you can close the lower section separate from the upper, but if I push this button up top, both of them will automatically close, making it very easy to do. All right, so now it's time to get this Range Rover out on the road now. You can see just how large this door opening is, making it very easy to enter and exit. We have the grab handle there, of course. It's time to fire this up, get our seat back adjusted here. We have very nice materials running throughout this interior, as you've already seen in today's video. It's definitely a really good place to be. So with the rotary dial there, we can pop it into drive. I'm very excited to get this out on the road. Range Rovers are known for having very nice materials, and it's also something too that is practical for taking off-road with all of the technology that this SUV has to offer. Now, most owners will not be taking this off-road. It's a very expensive vehicle to take on some gravel roads or dirt or anything like that, but it's a very, very capable vehicle. So if you had to go off-road or go off the pavement at least, you know you'll have all the technology and all of the different driving modes to get you through whatever obstacle it may be. And I really like the fact too that we have this adaptive suspension, which not only provides us with a nice comfortable ride, which right now it's floating over these bumps. It is very enjoyable to drive out on the road, but it also gives you the adjustability for off-road. So if for whatever reason you need a little bit more ground clearance, all you have to do is push on this button down below and you can raise your ground clearance. So the minimum ground clearance is right around 8 inches, and I believe it goes to around 13 or 14 once you have it all the way into the off-road setting. But for 99% of the time on road, this is very, very comfortable. It's also very quiet too. It's a good driving SUV. It's going to provide you with a great daily driver because there's no wind noise, there's no road noise. But I love the size of these paddles here. They're in a really good spot if you'd like to use them. And in order to do that, again, you push this down, turn it all the way over to S mode, where you can see S over on the right side, the gauge cluster there. Woo! We have 416 some pound-feet of torque in the low RPM range. So this is definitely a quick SUV for the weight. You can get right up to the speed limit fine. Not even quarter throttle there. So if you even had full capacity for your trailer, which is right around 7,700 pounds, this is a healthy engine. While we're at a stoplight though, let's talk about the visibility. It's a pretty long vehicle. Not really any blind spots all around. Even looking over our left shoulder there. So we are still in manual mode. You can feel the weight just going around a turn like that. But this is quick, and it's just a comfortable daily. It's very practical. You can put in other people. You can put in a lot of items if you need to. And I love that split style for the rear liftgate. Very similar to the BMW SUVs, where if you're tailgating with this, if you're going to be in the back there, it gives you an extra place to sit, store some items, have a mini shelf if you needed to use it. I love how Range Rovers drive because they just give you a really good feeling and solid ride. And we're coming up to the on-ramp now on the highway. So we're down into second. This is where we can get up to speed slightly here. We do have some traffic, it looks like. So with what I can do for today's video, that got up. Very quick SUV, as I mentioned earlier. Visibility for situations like this, I can easily see right now out of my side mirror. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive, getting behind the wheel of this 2021 Range Rover HSE Westminster Edition. Once again, massive shout out to Foreign Car Charlotte for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that info is down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I'll see you in the next video.